I'm Ryan Milton from Team Flex, and today we're going to be looking at NPC Natural Kentucky, and we're going to be looking at our Masters 35 plus Class A, and we're going to talk about the competitors in this lineup, our top three, go over their placings, go over why they landed the way they did. This class does contain the overall winner of the entire event, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more Masters content. I want to know if you guys want more of that. If you want more Masters content in general, drop that in the comments. We'll bring those up. But this is a very good class to look at to give you a better idea of what Masters NPC Bikini looks like in, the regional level, even at the natural NPC level. So let's dig into it. Let's go. So this is our winner here, Sarah. She's the overall winner. She won the entire event as a Masters athlete. Keep in mind, that means she beat the open bikini competitors that do not have age tiers, do not have age focus on their classes. She won the entire bikini division at this event, so that's a very big thing. And then we have over here McCall, who's taking second in this class, and Jillian, who's taking third. We're going to look at just these three athletes. I just want to pull up basically Sarah's class, the class that she competed in, and then she went on to win against every other winner of the bikini classes at this event. But we're going to look at just this top three as a good example of what you can expect and what you can see. I know that a lot of Masters competitors, I get messages all the time like, oh, I think I'm too, old. I think I've gotten too far. There's going to be, competitors that are in their 20s competing at the same event. I can't compete again. Hey, that ain't true, all right? We're looking at a Masters overall winner who beat everybody else in all the other classes, and, it is absolutely possible. I'm a firm believer to attain your best in the Masters category. So let's take a look now at this class. So what we have here is Sarah, really great, good overall hourglass physique. This is what we see across the board, being the exact thing you want to be focused on in bikini division. So you want to pay attention to bringing your best hourglass all the time. And in this lineup, I would say she does have the best hourglass shape, and here are the reasons why. We can see that she's got good shoulder development here. This is fullness in the front delt, the lateral delt here, and we'll see from the back, I'm sure, as well. Again, that roundness, that fullness. It's not just about size in bikini. You don't want to just build mass. You want to really focus on building shape. The more that you can get that roundness, that fullness to your shoulders, the better you're going to do on stage, no matter what level you're at. I guarantee you. Okay, so that is very key, very critical, and something she has very well. You'll notice how also when we look at this physique, we do not get distracted by the bicep and the tricep. So really where her arm training is, it's very on point because the shoulders get to take the show, and that's what we should see. The next thing I want to draw notice to is her waist. So very narrow waist here, again, very key in bikini. And the reason is if you bring a very dramatic hourglass look like this, judges are going to be like, whoa, that's crazy. That's a very advanced physique. That's a very advanced look. So basically, the more you can get your shoulders to go, width and fullness, and the more you can get your waist to go in and taper, the better you're going to do at pretty much every event you want to do. So she has a great waist taper, a great V taper in general, and that really does bring the look together for her. Lower body wise, this is basically exactly where your lower body should be in bikini. Very on par with criteria. Good fullness to the glute. The upper glute is there. Overall glute very developed and full at that point. Quads, hamstrings, all matching. So you want to have this muscle that shows. You want to have that showcase. You want to have it matched. Let's also talk for a second about her condition, right? Conditioning is very on par with where you will see at NPC level conditioning. So we see the soft lines in the quads and the hamstrings, a little bit here in the glute, a little bit over here maybe on this leg, these lines from the abs, the flatness of the stomach, very on par with this conditioning. And what you should really be aiming for, the softer conditioning, not deep lines, not deep cuts, not deep striations, but bringing through that softness that shows the muscle, but shows you're also at the right level of body fat. So really a slam dunk look for Sarah here in this 35 category. And obviously she goes on to win the overall over every other bikini competitor at this event. So very, very good look. Now looking over here at McCall, what we can see, again, she has all the same markers. I will say right out the gate, I get a little bit more of an upper body dominant look from her. And this is something that can happen to a lot of competitors, might be happening to you, where you have this muscle group or you have other muscle groups that are just running out of imbalance. But in bikini, you want want to have total balance. You want to have that hourglass shape. So for her, she has a little bit more of the upper body muscle, I think. Still a great waist taper here. Everything ties in. But when we look to the lower body, you know, the muscle there is just not on the same level development-wise. So really, if you're a competitor in this spot, you have a few options, right? You can downsize the upper body a bit, or you can bring up the lower body. Either one would give her a more kind of balanced look that may favor her better on stage. However, still taking second in her class, nothing to scoff at. Great placing, great example of criteria, and especially what you're going to see at NPC level. Just want to highlight for all of you watching how the placings can go the ways they do. And for her, I think, you know, it's a little bit too much upper body dominance, maybe needs a little bit more lower body muscle and bringing that all through. But her shape and everything and her condition is all there. Really great job at that point. Now looking over here at Jillian, what we can see is Jillian here has the good shape, has good taper, has good glute shape, quad shape, hamstring, everything is there. She just does not have as much muscle in general, right? So if we look at her compared to Sarah, Sarah clearly has more muscle mass and more shape to her physique because of that muscle. Jillian does not have that same level. However, she still fits the criteria, still a great representation of that, and taking third at her competition. Nothing to scoff at, just trying to give you guys better insight. So if you're one of those competitors out there trying to figure out how you place better, how you do better, okay, these are the things you can focus on. For her, I would say, you know, build a little bit more muscle, add a little bit more shape, add a little bit more size. That's going to help you on stage. And that's, you know, again, what Sarah seems to have over the other two in the lineup is that muscle balance and that muscle size and that muscle fullness. Because again, Jillian here, she has the right conditioning as well. We can see these soft lines and everything. It just needs more muscle mass. As we always say on this channel, bikini is one from the back, and here is the back to get the full story. So for Sarah here, we can see where the little bit of fullness to the shoulders and all that favors well, because we start to get a little bit of that shape from the back. It's really a key indicator to judges that you do have the right shape, you do have the right size, you have the right development for this division, if they can see just that little bit of fullness from the back. So that's really what she has. Really nice symmetrical look, tapers in, balances out into the lower body, all good to go there. You know, the areas that she could change and improve on over time, I would say a little bit more upper glute development, a little bit more overall glute development, pull the tie-in through a bit more from hamstring and glute development. And, you know, for note on tie-in, this is very much where you're going to see tie-ins for most part in the NPC level. And this is because, you know, all competitors are looking at the top Olympians and saying, oh, I want my tie-ins to look like this. No, it's not going to happen like that overnight. It doesn't really happen like that in the NPC period. You know, most of the top pro competitors and especially the Olympians have been doing this a long, long time, built a lot of muscle mass, a lot of muscle density, and that's why they have tie-ins like that. At the NPC level, this is very much what you will see is, you know, some tie-ins coming through just a little bit here, and you'll see that on all these athletes. So, you know, kind of have some realistic expectations with that. If you're an NPC competitor that thinks you're going to have a tie-in, you know, like Miss Bikini Olympia, in your first season. Just not going to happen like that. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of training. It's going to take effort. And this is very on par criteria. And this has taken a lot of time and muscle and effort for these ladies to get to this point. So looking at that, that's what I'd say for her in, you know, ongoing. If she's going to continue to try to climb the ranks, try to go get a pro card. Again, she won the overall at this event. So very great placing. McCall, what we can see here, the shoulders are very big from the back, you know, a little bit more of that muscle in the arms as well, a little bit more in the tricep and everything. So again, for her, compared to the lower body, it's just taking too much dominance up top. Her lower body muscle is there. She's got, you know, maybe even a little bit of a better tie-in than Sarah does, but you know, since she's a little bit imbalanced, I think that becomes a big factor. So make sure you got your balance going, competitors out there, and continue to work on that. Keep in mind, though, that's not a reason to not compete. Just because you might have a group here or there that's a little bit over balanced, that's how you figure that out, really. You go to stage, you see where you stack up, see how things go back to the drawing board. That's the fun thing, right? All three of these athletes, three totally different placings, are all going to have to go back to the drawing board if they're going to continue to compete, because you got to figure out how to get better no matter what you place. And that's really where we line it up nicely there at the end of the day. So Jillian over here, again, we can see the shape, the size, everything is good. Overall, glutes, quads, hamstrings, it's all there. Just needs a little bit more muscle. So, you know, some of these athletes are going to be coming in at different points. That's the really fun thing about the NPC level, actually, is, you know, you never know where these athletes started, where they came from, what their goal was, what walk of life they were in, right? Was it somebody that was overweight that lost a bunch of weight to get here? Was it somebody who was underweight that gained a bunch of weight to get here? Was it somebody who who had no muscle and had to do this, or somebody that came from another sport and had to do that. It's, you know, a lot of that, what you're going to find at the NPC level is going to be these differences in athletes and these things that, you know, stack differently than the pro shows where everybody looks a certain way at a pro event, right? Well, at the NPC level, you're going to see a lot of variety, and it's because of all the different athletes. So it's very exciting to see that, and I think that's, you know, again, really fun part of competing is that you get to go compete and bring your best to stage no matter where you come from. So that's another really great look. Keep in mind, all you Masters athletes out there, you know, you are not in the spot where you cannot compete just because you are, you know, at a certain age tier. You can definitely do that. You can definitely compete at that level. You can definitely compete no matter what. Sarah here, she went on, she's in the Masters 35, you know, A class. She went on to win the entire show against everybody else, even the open categories that have no, you know, age tier. So again, you can do that. You can start anytime. Anybody who has the discipline, the energy, the effort can go to stage if you take the time to do that. So I strongly encourage you do, and do not let something silly as your age hold you back from achieving that. And that wraps up the review here today, you guys. If you like these, you want more NPC, you want more Masters, drop it in the comments. If you have an event you want me to cover specifically, maybe even, go ahead, put that down there and I'll get to it. Thank you for watching. I'm Ryan Milton from Team Flex, and we'll be back soon.